First of all, I want to say that obviously I've been out for a while. Second of all, the video might be a little laggy today. For some reason, Wi-Fi has been acting up. But like I said, I've been out for a while, so I want to go ahead and go live because there's a couple things that I want to talk about. So obviously, the biggest thing that everybody's talking about is the truckers in Canada, some of the stuff that they're going through, and what's happening in the United States with this. So, first of all, to the truckers out in Canada, big shout out to y'all. It takes a lot to stand up to people, it takes a lot to stand up to the government. So, what y'all have done is awesome. I think that everybody can learn from y'all. So, going on to what the police are doing. So, they are stealing jerry cans that are full of fuel for the truckers, even though the court has ordered them to give back the cans. They have ordered them that they can't do that no more, and they are still taking fuel from the truckers. So, and which return, the police are trying to get them to shut down this protest, trying to get them to go away, trying to freeze them to death or starve them to death in hopes that they go away. So, the United States has come out with a message. Department of Homeland Security is tracking reports of potential truck convoy in America aimed at Canada trucker protests. So, a lot of people think that something is going to happen Sunday here in the United States with truckers. So, me personally, I think it's a great thing to do. All right. So everybody's crying about it, talking about they're disrupting traffic. They're disrupting everything. No, they're really not. They're doing what they are trying to do. All right, they're trying to do this the peaceful way. Unlike BLM and Antifa, they're not out there burning down buildings. They're not out there destroying their own city. They're not out there killing people. All right, what they're out there doing is trying to get a message across to not only the Canadian government but to America's government. All right, because people won't stand for this. All right, and a lot of reason truckers did this is because they are the ones that get us food. They are the ones that get us fuel. They are the ones that get us water. All right. So without truckers, where are we going to be? We're going to have nothing on our store shelves. We're going to have nothing for fuel. We're going to have no water or nothing. It's going to be nothing. All right. Um, they're trying to shut them down, but I think Canada truckers are sending a great message, and they're having talks about truckers in America doing it. So we'll see how that goes. But going on to what Department of Homeland Security said, the agency said it's tracking reports of a potential convoy that may be planning to travel to several U.S. cities. The department has not observed specific calls for violence. Alright, so I'm just going to stop right there. The department says it has not observed specific calls for violence. There's been no violence at all whatsoever. The only violence that has been there is because of the police. That's the only violence that has occurred. The police, alright? Like I said, they arrested a 79-year-old man, alright, for honking his horn. 79-year-old man for honking his horn. Alright? And not only was he arrested, alright, he was injured while being arrested for honking his horn. Alright, and he said he was not part of the protest. He didn't want anything to do with it. He just wanted to go in and see what it was about. He honked his horn and was trying to leave. Alright, and then you also have police officers out there that are stealing jerry cans, like I said, to try and freeze the truckers' deaths so that they don't stay there, so that they pack up and leave. Um, I mean, honestly, any amount of truckers that we lose is going to be horrible. I mean, we already have problems getting stuff in, at least in my state. I don't know how it is everywhere. But in my state, we're already having problems getting groceries in, getting water in, getting supplies in. And that's what truckers out there. Alright, this is just because of inflation and Biden. Alright, now, you imagine taking truckers out of the picture added onto this. It's going to be ridiculous. So, I think the Department of Homeland Security needs to reword this, because what you say, you have not as a specific cause for violence. Okay, the only people causing violence is the police at this point. Alright, so going on to what they said more in the message. Associated with the convoys is working closely with our federal, state, and local partners, continuously assess the threat environment and keep our community safe. Alright, so again, they're taking threats. There are no threats being made, alright? If a bunch of, let's just say 1,000 truckers came out, alright, and they were going to several different cities in the United States, that is not a threat, alright? And keeping communities safe. So if you were really worried about the communities, you would do something about Biden. Just saying. Department of Homeland Security continues to share timely and actionable information with the public. Let's see here. Report by Yahoo News said the agency is warning U.S. law enforcement and public safety officials that a trucker convoy protesting COVID-19 vaccine mandates, some of those taking place in Canada, could begin February 13th, same day the Super Bowl is played, like I said earlier, on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, New Zealand is also doing great. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these countries now are just ridiculous. I mean, thankfully Canada's standing up. They do have truckers that are standing up. The police are trying to fight back, but honestly, I don't think the police are going to win that. You know, they're going to be outnumbered, alright? Same thing in Australia, New Zealand, all these places are standing up, alright, and they're tired of it. And they're trying to make those people that are standing up the bad people. Alright, and that's because they have sat back for so long. Alright, and they've let the government take more and more and more and more and more. Alright, look at all these countries. Alright, they don't have guns. They don't have a constitution like we do. So, you know, that's what everybody's talking about here in America. You cannot let the government take away certain rights. Alright? Just like freedom of speech. Alright? You go on Facebook, you go on Instagram, YouTube, whatever case may be, and you say anything with the word COVID-19 into it, they're going to look into that post, alright? And if they find anything with you disagreeing with it, they will either A, if you're big enough, take your whole account away, or if you're just a smaller account, they will just ban you until they decide, hey, we can let them back on. So, you know, that's what's coming to America if we don't stop it now. So, going on, the warning, according to certain senior law enforcement officials and documentation by the outlet, revealed that the convoy could severely disrupt transportation, federal government, and law enforcement operations through gridlock and potential counter-protests as truckers make their way across the United States. Alright, so I don't know how it's going to disrupt law enforcement operations. You don't need law enforcement there. Alright, you do not need law enforcement there. Let the truckers handle themselves, alright? And for the, like I said, I cannot say this enough. For the police in Canada, y'all are a disgrace to officers in America that are literally trying to do the right thing and protect people. Y'all are literally a disgrace. Now, as far as disrupt transportation, alright, if, one, I don't see how it's going to disrupt transportation. Alright, number two, this wouldn't be happening if the government wouldn't trying to dictate people's lives. Alright, and nobody cares about the federal government anyways. Alright, Department of Homeland Security has worked for more than a year with law enforcement partners to provide 500 individuals from across the department to support security measures at Super Bowl. News of a potential American protest comes on the 13th day of freedom. Convoy protests in Ottawa. Ottawa police have issued more than 1,300 tickets since the beginning of the occupation. So in 13 days, alright, less than 2 weeks, y'all have issued more than 1,300 tickets. That's ridiculous. I mean, honestly, really 1,300 tickets for what? I mean, people are standing there and they're just trying to express how they feel. So, what you're saying is you're pretty much issuing out tickets for people voicing their opinion. You're issuing tickets for a First Amendment right. That's what I don't get. Alright? Like, that is one thing I don't get. How you can do that. Now, Justin Trudeau said the truckers have no right to shut down the economy and prevent people from living their day-to-day lives. So, you come out and say that. But for the past 2 years, alright, you want to shut down the border. You want to restrict air travel. You want it to keep people in their homes. You're trying to force now people to take shots. That's why people are standing up. Kimberly, we can only hope Dr. Fauci gets arrested. We can only hope. So, Rand Paul is doing a good job, in my opinion, of calling out Fauci. We'll see how it goes. You know, honestly, I think a lot more people are waking up. A lot more people are seeing what's going on. So, you know, if we can get more politicians like Rand Paul to come out and go against these people, we have a better chance. Because it doesn't matter how big you are on a social media platform. You know, it doesn't matter if you have 100,000 subscribers, 100 million subscribers, or, you know, 10 subscribers. It really don't matter, because at the end of the day, the government will just cancel you off. You know, if you go against them on any kind of social media platform, they will cancel you off. That's why Rand Paul doesn't post this kind of stuff. You can watch bits and clips of it that people have gotten, but if he went on here on social media and did this, he would be shut down all over. All his accounts would be shut down. And he knows that. That's why he hasn't gone out. I mean, look at Trump. He still hasn't got any of his social media back. And why? Because he spoke the truth. Alright? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, and even Department of Homeland Security is talking about issuing a heightened terrorism alert. Heightened terrorism for what? It's not, I mean, are you trying to say that the truckers are part of a heightened terrorism? Or are you worried about going to war? I mean, I just don't get it. So, like, I don't know. I just don't get it. And now, everybody's quiet. Think about it. Everybody called this out. Just about every conservative, every Republican on any kind of platform called this out. So, COVID cases are dropping, supposedly. And this is right before midterms. Isn't that funny how that works? You know, all your COVID cases are now dropped below 100,000, I believe 2 days ago. Because, why? They didn't just drop. I mean, what we had, all these different variants. What we had, Omicron, Delta, Deltacron, SB1, SB2, and, you know, how many more before this ends? You know, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, I don't know.